But I think the key question is: does it matter? Does it make Japan come closer to South Korea? Does it make them come closer to China? Does it make them come closer?
Oh, this
to
is a different issue.
Yeah, okay, but
No, this is different. Okay,
no, okay, but why would you go
I tell you,
it?
my wife is Korean. Korean is a different culture. You should understand Korean culture.
Right.
If you understand the Korean culture, you should not discuss about comfort zone. Okay? Prohibited. Okay? This their culture. Han. Han is Han. What is English in Han?
Hung. Yeah. That's Chinese Hung. It's a kind of more a race, no? Hung.
No.
Different?
Han. Urameshi. Han. What I mean? Han. No, kind of not envy, just behind
Pride?
feeling. No, behind feeling. Korean people invaded for several thousand years by China, and also any other country. So their basic feeling is they feel inferiority. They can't do anything at all. Their mental set is always defeated. Okay, several thousand years. And every year, the Korean beautiful woman, 100 people send it to China. Every year, thousand years. They have just the Christian system is tried prostitutes organization they have for more than 1,000 years. This is the custom. They are do you know they are just before World War II. Korean woman is no bra. It's open. No ordinary people. Unbelievable. The way of life. They're just like not like a human being. This big history, but they have very heavy education of Confucianism. Very heavy. So men is very strictly educated rather than women. Women no education. They never thinking about just the woman is stupid, is soul people, not like a human being animal. Okay, this is Korean history. And then also they have basically everything. They are special word is always sad, and always they are feeling bad, emotional bad, feeling bad. This is the history. So you can discuss with them.
But okay, so how are we going to reestablish good relationships with Korea?
Okay, just the same level eye to eye. You should do that. You just looking for them more higher level. Otherwise, they can't communicate with you. Not eye to eye. European people, Japanese people never do that eye to eye. Okay, why? They cannot answer if you're going to ask for a question. This is stupid. Like a very good example, Gon, Nissan. Japanese people never answer for the never answer for French government. They cannot make it. Okay, it's a pity. Not the man as the Westerners thinking that.
How do you?
Okay, Macron and Renault president think, what hell are they doing? Why don't you ask me any question? Right? Why do you going to ask them to gone to arrest? Tell me something. Nobody answers for them. Right? This betrayal. Never allowed that. Okay, eye to eye. Europe, American people eye to eye. Japanese people always thinking about inferiority. Everything. But for Korea, for China is superiority. It's wrong. But you should not talk with Korean people eye to eye equal. They never understand.
But then how? How can we?
This is a culture.
But how can we re-establish good relationships with Korea?
Korea? Okay, just very difficult to heart-to-heart negotiation. Only heart-to-heart, person-to-person is okay. Like my wife, heart-to-heart, no problem. But government to government, you cannot do that. Consider for history. Why? Why this obvious? This is history. We need to think about history. 1910, Japanese military invaded Korea. What happened? Okay, they tried to study the colonialism from Europe, Westerners. At first time for colonialization. What they did, okay, just looking for the colonialization, what they do, Algeria, what they do, some Indochina, what they did in Indochina, and they just try to copy it. what they did is 37% of the population, they try to get their arable land from chosen people. And then 37% of arable land taken from chosen people. What happened? Chosen people, they can sustain their daughter, they can sustain the son, they can sustain their wife. So all of those sold them out. They can sustain. And woman, wife, and daughter is prostitute. 100%, 37% family is just scratch out. And there are a lot of big protests. And Japanese military, many people put them in jail, and many people killed. Okay. This is the base of current Korean people against them, against us.
I think if I would ask Sonata-san the same question, he would give a completely different answer.
Okay, because he is a right-wing person. He never studied English material. My saying is based on English material. His base is based on Japanese material. This is different. Japanese, they have history and occupied right-wing.
I'm sure that the Korean side believes with your view of what happened.
This is true. And then, Japanese is right-wing people. So if you're going talking about World War II, Japanese writings, lot of writings is wrong. Saying like Changsha is big city and southern Mao Zedong both that place. Is Japanese military invaded 4 times. They said every time win and just stay there and never defeated. But all battles were defeated in English. English is defeated, but in Japanese never say defeated. Why? Why they don't tell the truth? Do you understand why?
But they don't. I believe that basically they want to keep people at home think that they're winning so that they support the war effort, right?
No.
That would be normally the...
No. Education. In Japan, there is no neutral people, left wing or right wing. I am neutral. Okay? Many people right wing, left wing. Right wing never allow them to write down. Right wing never allow. If you're going to write it down, those people will support be killed. At Wikipedia. Wikipedia Japanese, Wikipedia English different. They cannot direct translation. Right wing people said, oh, okay, if you're going to something for the left wing with criticize that people. Left, teachers association, left. And right wing and political organization, institution is right wing. Japanese is like that. That reason why I try to write down the World War II and Comfort Woman. This is neutral in English, everything material in English. Of course, in English material, some lot of material biased. Okay? But I try to pick it up my decision.
But back to the question, how can we re-establish good relationship with Korea?
No, cannot.
Cannot.
It's impossible.
Cannot.
Impossible. So
how about China?
How about it's possible? How about possible?
Well, I believe that there is a big interest for China and for Korea and for Japan.
Simple. Korean people is in Syria of the president. Okay. Their level of the education is very big lower than Chinese premier top people. They are not well educated. Very many people biased and narrow-minded. I don't know why. After World War II, every kind of president is small scale. None of them people big scale person like a Tanaka Kakue type person, like a Xi Jinping. None of those people coming out. So why we can communicate with those people? It's impossible. Okay, look at people. These people is equal, eye to eye contact and agreement. We can make it. Okay, we can do that. But Korea, in the history of the president, no, we cannot do that. It means okay, we can doing something with them, but don't believe them. Okay, politically, especially, it's okay. Economy is just only the Samsung. Do you know Samsung have occupied that economy 37%?
Hyundai, Samsung.
No. Samsung 37% of GDP. GDP. Okay.